All right, hello and welcome back to all you UKC Blue Devils fans out here. Today we have a Halifax matchup between the UKC Blue Devils women's team and the MSVU Mystics women's basketball team. We are going to start quickly here with the starting lineups. Both teams are just taking a second. I'm joined here by Ethan Hunt and Ryan Bradbury. Ethan Hunt on commentary, Ryan Bradbury on tech, and my name is Maxwell Solano. So, starting off with MSVU, we have number 5, Kezadra Smith, a 5'3" guard out of North Preston, Nova Scotia. We have number 10, Lily Newberry, a third-year 5'5" guard from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. We have number 15, Emma Eppingham, 5'8" forward out of Sackville, Nova Scotia. We have Serlene Sturkle, a 5th-year 6'2" forward coming out of Moncton, New Brunswick, and number 25, Victoria Strickland, a 5'9" 5th-year forward coming out of St. John's, Newfoundland. Those last two, Serlene Sturkle and Victoria Strickland, are two players for this team who are leading them in points, and they're dangerous to look out for. But now, starting with the UKC Blue Devils, we're going to start with number 5, first-year 5'10" guard coming out of Thornhill, Ontario. We have Kai Raphael. We have number 8, Sydney Flora Kirsch, reigning Rookie of the Year for the UKC Blue Devils. She is a second-year 5'10" forward out of Toronto. We have number 10, Carly Best, a first-year 5'6" guard out of Riverview, New Brunswick. Next, we have number 14, a first-year 5'8" guard out of Bedford, Nova Scotia, Ryan Santama. And last but not least, we have the 50% shooter from 3, number 15, Madalena Webb, a first-year 5'10" forward coming out of this very own Halifax, Nova Scotia. Very important matchup as UKC is so far 0-6, MSVU 6-0. Kings looking to give MSVU here their first loss. Ethan, what do you think about that?
They're going to have a task ahead of themselves. It's going to be quite the test. MSVU won the championship last year, has also won, I believe, 3 separate championships this decade. So we're going to see what a young Kings side can do up against this experienced side. You talked about Victoria Strickland. She's not only leading the team in points per game, she's second in the ACAA. Also, the State girl up front who just won the tip-off there. She's 6'2" and among the league leaders as well.
Yeah, pretty important notes there, Ethan. As, like you said, both Victoria Strickland and Celine Sturkle are shooting over 14 points, or have over 14 points per game so far, as the tip was won by MSVU, but King's defensive presence causes a turnover with no shot. There we see trying to feed it to Kai Raphael was Carly Best. She took a lot of the ball handling duties last game, and she is going to get a quick little just elbow bump there. Starting off with 2 points here for UKC. Lily Newberry bringing it up. She gave it to Strickland, gave it back to Newberry. Feeds it down to Smith. Over on the right, Sturkle was no good, but rebound is won back by Emma Eppingham.
Expect MSVU to do that a lot. They're second in the league in rebounds per game and averaged 40 a game last year.
Yeah, and that's something that we've seen kind of hurt some of these Blue Devil teams over the last few years. We're just offensive rebound opportunities, second chance opportunities. As Kings again they forced MSVU to take a shot. They did not convert, Here we see Flora Kirsch bringing up the court. She's going to hand it right back there to Santamal.
Extra possessions are going to be crucial in this game. You've got to squeeze the board if you're Kings.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of work here. The ball was made all the way around, touching almost every single player's hands, but there we saw Sturkle get her full palm on it. Turnover. Getting brought up by Eppingham. Gives it off to Sturkle. Sturkle's going to take her second shot from 3, but no good. Flora
You can
Kirsch
tell the
bringing it up.
confidence in her shot there, though, Max.
Oh, absolutely. And for 3, no good there from Kings. This is a very back and forth game. We saw lots of change of possession, not a lot of still foot action. And here we're
The
gonna
girls
get
have come out, though, on Wednesday night and have decided they want to run the court.
As the basket is good there by Emma Eppingham. You can see number 14, Ryan Santama there. Her hair tie came out, so she's going with some, oh, sorry, that's number 15 there, Madalena Webb. As Flora Kirsch was fed the ball down in the fast break, and she gets a bank off the glass to go.
Tallest girl down there in the paint. It doesn't matter for Flora Kirsch. Goes up high, gets the bucket.
Yep, don't forget, she is third in the ACAA in rebounds total. She's at 9.2. As, again, Kings defensive pressure. We see this a lot. Beginning of games, during throughout the game, stuff like that, they have a really good defensive pressure, sometimes picking players up full court and forcing either some turnovers, like out of bounds, forcing a double dribble here or there, forcing a few different mistakes. And that's one thing that we've seen as far as we've been commentating, Ethan.
Yeah, I think that's a good job by Chris Holland, recognizing that he's got a young team and that these girls are able to outrun maybe the older fifth-year seniors like MSVU has. So playing to their strengths a little bit. If there's one thing you control, it's effort.
Yep. As the Kings 3 was no good, they got their own rebound, but a foul on MSVU. We'll give Kings a little break, and we see 2 players subbing in. We see number 9, Renee Thibault, and we see number 12. That is going to be McKenna McDonald coming in.
Thibault is the emotional leader for this UKC side, captain in her second year.
Yeah, pretty important as MSU gets the steal off the inbound. Just not a lot of opportunities for Kings there. They're working the ball all the way around, goes from corner to corner, and it gets stopped. And they're going to call, I believe, an offensive 3-second violation there. I mean, Thibault did come away with a steal as well, but they blew it just before she got it to go. And Kings, again, good defensive pressure. Good defensive pressure at just stopping MSVU at their spots. As Kizadra Smith gets her hand on another inbound. Yeah, full court press here. This is a lot of pressure that MSVU is putting on Kings right now.
Yeah, right in their offensive space. Looking for a turnover right now if you're the Mystics. Don't get it, though.
Yeah, Flora Kirsch bringing it up. She's going to send it to the left. Long 2 there. No good by Kings. As fight for the rebound is won by MSVU. I believe a foul as well is coming.
Kings doing a good job on defense so far. This Mystic side leads the league in points per game. Doing a really great job. But 3 minutes in, only 2 points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. That pressure valve as MSVU is working it. Working it near the top. They're going to try and feed it down to Smith, but it's no good. Handling error. Kings ball. Wow, a lot of players are getting their hands on these balls, getting those passing lanes. As Kai Raphael's going to take her luck from 3. She is no good. She's 0 for 3 now, unfortunately, but it's good shots, good tempo. As we do see Strickland pulling it up to Sturkle. Swatted for it by Kings and off the foot of MSVU. That was Madalena Webb getting her hands on it as we see number 4. It is Zoe Momberquette subbing in here for Kings. Thibault to inbound. And MSVU, again, trying to get their hands on it. They do get hands on it. That was number 7, Alyssa Bryce, who subbed in recently. We also did see number 21, Jenna Matheson, subbing in too for this Mystic side. Thibault on the right wing. We'll try to get it, but no, that is going to be intercepted there, poked away, and a coast-to-coast ball there for number 21, Jenna Matheson, recently subbed in. Full court
MSVU isn't
pressure.
just good on offense. They're good on defense as well, leading the league in steals per game.
Yeah, we can see, again, that pressure is high, and lots of passing lane just tips, and I don't know, MSVU is really good at getting their hands on the ball, so I think that's something that Kings are going to have to look out for. as we did see number 10, Carly Best, and number 14, Ryan Santama sub back in. Encouraging her to just go. And a 7-second violation. Dang, both sides putting a lot of defensive pressure.
Defensive clinic right now, Max.
Absolutely, yeah. Both these teams are just putting pressure on the wound. Now they can get anything going. We do see Strickland feeding on the right. That was to Matheson. She is going to try and take her shot. No good with the driving layup, but she gets the foul. 2 shots coming her way.
And you saw how much gravity Strickland takes on a day-to-day basis. As soon as she got the ball, 2 defenders right on her, and they forced the ball out. Good play by Kings. Ended up fouling them, but honestly better than having the ball in Strickland's hand.
Yeah, exactly. First free throw was good. And yeah, like saying, Strickland and Sturgill both have an impressive field goal percentage right now. They are both shooting over 42% as Matheson got her second free throw to go. Kings looking to get the ball up the court again. But again, almost every single time they are met by an MSVU defender. MSVU forces a turnover off of an out-of-bounds call there.
I'm going to be interested, Max, as this game goes by. Will they continue that full court press? Because it's great and it's working very effectively right now, but eventually girls are just going to get tired.
Yeah, exactly. Saw Smith giving it to Eppingham, who tried to feed down low. Ball was not caught there by MSVU. Kings getting a chance on the fast break. They're going to swing it all the way to the right. Ooh, and then MSVU again gets their hand in on the bottom on the baseline there.
2 steals for Matheson early in this game.
Smith passing up to Strickland on the top. She tries to get a shot to go, no good. Raphael picks up her dribble but gets it over to one of her teammates. And again, MSVU, just something about it. They just have a way for getting in those passing lanes and again getting their hands on the ball. Unfortunately for them, hasn't always been a strict turnover. It's been out of bounds off of them, but we do see also number 23, that's Kelsey Matheson, subbing in for MSVU here. Kind of do got to wonder if the 2 Mathesons are related just by chance, or maybe they're both from Halifax. When you look at it, we know that MSVU is MSVU is a school that very much prides itself on its sibling relationships, as the long 2 is no good there for Kings.
I mean, there's no one who knows you better than your sibling, right, Max?
Exactly. As pushing the pace was Victoria Strickland, who got that ball to Alyssa Bryce. And a double here on the, a double on the full court press. From 3, no good, just rattles out for Kings. That is unlucky, but a shot you don't mind and you like to take when there's a 2-man press. When you get double teamed, there's going to be someone open, right?
Yeah, Max, and the way to slow down that full court press is by starting to make those shots. And once they start going down, you're not going to be able to double people because somebody's knocking down that open shot.
Exactly, as Kings gets caught in rotation. Another point there for number 21, Jenna Matheson. As almost wide open down the court was Flora Kirsch. She's going to get it to the 3-point line there for Montburquette. No good for Montburquette. And dang, Strickland again just pushing the pace, getting a full court pass down there. 3-point attempt was no good. Some of these teams end up just missing their shots, but both teams getting good looks so far. Flora Kirsch dribbling into the corner, nearly turned the ball over, but just gets it out to her teammates. Raphael collects it near the top of the 3-point line. She's going to dribble left, try and go, and she gets her fouls. That is one thing that we saw from her last game, that she was very good at driving and drawing that contact, drawing the fouls, which can be useful for slowing down the game, getting easy points, and putting other teams in foul trouble. And here we see number 11, that is Rita McCormick, subbing in here for UKC Blue Devils.
Look, Max, foul baiting is actually an art. Besides what the Instagram people will say or anything like that about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, it really is an art. And the part of basketball that these players are trying to do is get the easiest shot. There's not an easier shot than just shooting one at the line at home.
Exactly, as Raphael makes her second. And I believe that saying foul baiting is that's a little disheartening. It's not baiting. Sometimes you do work through that contact and you're just really good at getting that gravity. As MSVU working it down to the low post, that bounces out, but they get their own offensive rebound. No good there. Good second chance from Kelsey Matheson, but she couldn't get it to go. Best gonna take a little jumper, but hits the front of the rim. And there again, we see Strickland pushing the pace. She gets all the way to the left corner. Amazing vision. Ball is just no good. That is going to be King's ball off the fight for the rebound. 2 subs coming here for MSVU. You see number 10, Lily Newberry, coming back in. Number 22, Sarah Grushi, coming in. I believe we see number 9, Renee Thibault, coming in for...
You see Strickland isn't just able to score it in the basket. She's able to dish it out as well. And that multifaceted skill is very crucial.
Yeah, again, I think that's something you can really recognize, that her vision. She will go down the court, and she sees from baseline to baseline. She's got good recognition. And MSVU got caught playing a bit too aggressive on defense there. They sent almost 3 people for the ball handler on the trying to get it up court. And that ended up being a foul there defensively. There we see Thibault coming up the court, as Sturkle did sub back in as well. And a tough shot, no good. Fought for there. The rebound was at MSVU. Number 12, Michaela Scott. She's going to send it right to Strickland. To Sturkle, sorry. And that's going to be out of bounds off of Kings. And yeah, Sterling Sturkle, she is someone to watch out for. She was a second-team All-ACAA last year. A very important piece in this, in this MSVU team that has essentially kind of built a dynasty. They've had, I think they had, about 7 straight, and then the team that interrupted that streak was Kings, and then they won the championship last year as well. They've been an impressive side so far. They do see a sub coming on. We see Madalena Webb subbing back in for the Blue Devils.
So Sterkel is averaging 14.3 points per game. She's doing that in only 20 minutes a game. So shout out to her, man. That is efficiency at its finest. Yeah,
very impressive. And I know that in the past, again, talking about the rebounds, she has been able to out-rebound a lot of Kings players here. So that is something that I believe Kings will focus on, as we see Best pushing the pace, giving it to Webb. Webb to Raphael on the right side there. Trying to get it there to McCormick. She gets it out to Best on the right side, and that is good from 3. Good team ball, good communication. Kings gets rolling with a 3 here. 2-point
really
game.
That set, Max.
Exactly. Scott just going to drive along the baseline, couldn't get it to go. King has gotten that pass lane themselves. A little fancy pass there from Webb. Oh, sorry, from Thibault, going to take her chance from 3, no good. McCormick fought for that rebound, got it back to Thibault. And this is some beautiful Kings basketball as they tie up the MSVU Mystics. Newberry bringing it up the court, feeding it down to Matheson. It's going to be a foul on the ground.
You can expect a lot of fouls too today, Max. Both of these teams are among the league leaders in fouls. MSVU actually fouls people the most.
Sometimes that's just the best strategy for stopping players once they get a full head of steam or anything, is just fouling. We did see, I believe that was Kings getting Santamall back. Sturkle again. Sorry, keep confusing their last names. Sturkle took her chance from 3, no good. Best bringing it up. We saw that last game. She had a lot of ball handling opportunities as the 3 is in line but no good for Kings, but they get the offensive rebound. Thibault on the left wing. She's going to try and bring it up. Defender over pursuit. She sees the right corner. That is going to be McCormick, who is good from 3. Kings have taken this lead, and you can hear that the King Gym is getting loud and proud with this one.
Great execution on that set. Great dish there by Thibault. What a move to execute on that 3 in the corner.
As Kings disrupting MSVU's flow, kickball violation. We see 2 subs coming back on. Kizadra Smith and Emma Eppingham, both starters subbing back in for this MSVU side. I believe Kings, running a bit of zone, as Sturkle is going to take her chance again from 3, but no, she has not been able to hit today.
I would like to see her stop settling a little bit for those 3s. It's looked nice out of her hands a couple times, just hasn't fallen.
Yeah, trying to get aggressive. They stay aggressive on defense, out of bounds off of Kings. And here we have number 10, Newberry, bringing it up for MSVU. She is working at the top of the 3-point line. Feeds it to Sturkle. Sturkle giving it to Smith. who gets swarmed. She is nearly caught up. That's going to make it its way to Effingham, who does the Euro step, bank off the glass, brings this game within 1 here. 4 still the lead for the UKC Blue Devils. And off of MSVU, Webb was bringing it up the court.
That was a vet move by Empringham down there. Gets her defender in the air and goes up for the bucket.
Yep. As number 22, Natasha Langell, subs back on here for Kings. Trying to find somebody open. Gets it to Langell right away. Seeing to the right for Thibault. Up at the top for Webb. Thibault on another cut again. No good. Rebound is fought for. Goes out of bounds off of Kings.
I really like what Thibault's brought in this game as kind of a backup point guard for Kings right now. Has been able to just run some sets and make everything less chaotic than it was earlier in the game.
Exactly, as the travel from MSVU will bring the clock to 22 seconds in this first quarter. Kings going to have a full shot clock. They try and get it deep, but the ball is broken up, almost like it was a pass deflection from a quarterback there.
I'm a little confused by that play, Max. They had a full shot clock. It would have been nice for them to just slow things down.
I think they saw opportunity, didn't quite recover. And one is going to come by the hands of Kizadra Smith. So MSVU bring the ball up, get around effectively, and they have the lead by 1 right now. Kizadra Smith has the chance to make it 2 with 5.6 on the clock. And like you were saying, yeah, I do believe that Thibault has a really good is a really good off the bench here for Kings. She's been very important, especially in some of those later minutes, at just keeping the ball steady and especially giving them a nice little scoring punch off the bench. As 5 seconds, Smith nailed her second free throw and trying to get the ball up, no good. Here's the end of the first quarter. Kings played a very good, very good second half of that quarter offensively, and I think defensively they've played a very solid quarter for the full 10 minutes. Been very impressive, back and forth. But yeah, both these teams are fighting for a lot. Ethan, what are some of your takeaways from that quarter?
I thought it was a phenomenal quarter of basketball by the Kings basketball team. I mean, you were saying it, the tantalizing defense that they have has forced Mount St. Vincent to kind of speed themselves up and kind of settle for a little bit of threes rather than going into the paint and banging with Kings down low. It's just a really good job defensively by Kings, and eventually that's going to turn into offense. Only 2 points down on the #1 team in the ACAA right now.
Yeah, exactly. MSU has not quite looked like themselves as Kings has disrupted their rhythm, disrupted their momentum. They're playing very good right now.
Yeah, and that's like Kings all the way, is disrupting their sets and not letting them get settled. We've seen Strickland too. I don't think she scored a point in this game yet, so great job by Kings defensively, and it really is going to lead to offense eventually.
Exactly. All right, we are back. Both teams breaking their huddles. We are going to see these teams take back the court as we had, I think, a couple lead changes in those last few minutes there. Kings currently down 15 to 13. They are close, though. They've had a good defensive presence. A lot of players forcing turnovers and forcing a lot of bad shots. And Mystics, they have not been able to hit their shots. I mean, I think they've taken about 6 3-pointers this game, not been able to hit them. Not been getting a lot of scoring gravity to Sterling Sturkle or Victoria Strickland. As here we see Kings trying feeding it down low off a bounce pass, gets intercepted, no good. Eppingham bringing it up to the left there for Strickland, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Kings got a hand on that ball there, but that was number 21, Jenna Matheson, breaking that up. I believe she is at 8 points now. She is leading the scoring for both teams. It's been impressive here for MSVU. Kings working the ball all the way around, trying to get lots of zip and verticality on it. Getting it to the right for Thibault, who gets the ball knocked away from her. And that'll be out of bounds off of MSVU. Kings only have 4 seconds left to get one playoff.
Great job by Empringham down there to almost draw the charge, but went off of her foot and out of bounds. She's kind of a defensive mastermind for this Mystic squad.
Yeah. As Kings, I don't know if they were quite aware of the shot clock situation there. Shot, I think, just came up before it, but didn't hit the rim, so shot clock was not restarted. MSVU, good defensive presence to start this half.
I think they were absolutely aware of that. I mean, they threw up the shot right away. Unfortunately, it was blocked by the MSVU defender.
As a bit of loose footwork there from MSVU, has the player on the ground, ball loose. Kings getting away with it here. They're going to look to set up some transition offense. You have McDonald there in the corner getting up to the top for Rita McCormick. On the right here, wide open from 3, no good there was Kings. And here we have Smith pushing the pace. She is really working on full head of steam, trying to get the ball. She got it down low. She gives it to Strickland on the right. That is no good there from Strickland. Kings been able to hold her without many points here. As a fight for the ball there from number 5, Kezadra Smith.
Both teams in zone right now, and you can tell this game is pretty mucky, and that's the one thing about zone. It's going to do that. It's going to make players think a little bit more, and the only way to really beat a zone is by shooting out of it, and so far, not great shooting from either teams. Just over, what is that, a minute into the second quarter? It could very well happen. A shooting avalanche, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. We did see number 8, Cindy Flora Kerr coming back in, and number 7, that is Alyssa Bryce coming in. No good on the shot there from MSVU. Kings bringing it up the court. Still getting picked up full court as they have Raphael on the left. She can try and find her way, almost finds her way to the basket, sending it all the way to across the court for Kirsch. Tries to get a bump off, and she gets the shot to go. She is a reliable presence. No matter what, she will get her points, and she will keep Kings fighting in any game. That is what you get with Flora Kirsch. Strickland on the right. She's going to take a jumper, but it's blocked there by Flora Kirsch. And again, a presence. We see her. She's very much everywhere. She has lots of assists, lots of ball handling opportunities, lots of rebounds, and even like leading Kings in a few different scores. I believe earlier on in the season she had about 20 points. I believe had a very impressive preseason. She is someone to definitely look out for this Kings team.
Kind of a utility knife for the Blue Devils.
As the three-pointer is no good there from his view. Rebound by Raphael. She's going to get it to Thibault. Thibault bringing up the court, trying to find something to go. She's almost going to get to the lane, dumps it off last second in the corner. Just not good. Not the best bounce there for Kings. So MSVU pushing the pace now. They have Bryce trying to find someone to get it to. She's getting pressured heavy. And little almost hook shot there, no good from MSVU. And Kings, again, getting a little bit of a lucky break where MSVU can't quite stop them. Flora Kirsch getting the rebound off the miss. And again, from 3 in the corner is no good, Kings, but the best with the rebound again. And yeah, that is so unfortunate shot there, or the attempt was blocked, stripped there by MSVU and off of Kings.
Santama, that shot didn't fall, but that's going to eventually fall, and she's quite the scorer, so if she gets things going, look out.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're saying, it's good looks. Balls that eventually start falling and start going in, especially sometimes a lot of people say you just need to see one go in and then you get in your rhythm, but Yeah, Kings, they've been a bit better from 3 than MSVU. I think that's one thing we saw. I think they've hit about 2 now, which is good, very good, and that has really helped them gain momentum and keep pace with this MSVU team as they are, reminder, only down 2 going into this timeout. We will be back in a second here. Just going to give the teams a few seconds to break it down with their coaches. All right, both teams broken huddle. They're getting set back up here. Kings on defense. MSVU to inbound the ball with just under 7 minutes left in the first half. Michaela Scott bringing it up, giving it over to Strickland. Sending it back to Scott, who has a right three-pointer, good. A laced shot, not hitting the rim. As Kings still seeing that full court press. Lots of pressure here being sent to MSVU. Raphael on the left side, crossover. She's going to try and find something to go. Just puts up a shot, not quite good. But Flora Kirsch getting her own rebound, getting the rebound. No good there. Saw a lot of contact at the baseline, but not quite good. As Alyssa Bryce sends it, she was going flying, sent it to the left for Scott, who was found fired. King's going to take a quick timeout as she gets 2 back-to-back three-pointers to make it a 8-point game here in the Kingdom.
That's the last thing you want right now if you're Kings, is for those shots to start falling and for them to force you out of zone, to pick up on the perimeter and stuff. That might throw a big wrench in Kings' defensive plans. I bet they're discussing that right now as we speak.
Yep, definitely. And I think part of that is, of course, the focus you have to have on, Sterling Sturkle and Victoria Strickland. Both of them have a very, very strong offensive presence. Got to be guarded at every single level. So that's one of the things where when there's so much attention and so much pressure on those two players, that eventually opens up opportunities. Naturally, in most sports, when there's so much focus on one player, the second, third, fourth, and such will get better opportunities. So I think that's something that Kings might be discussing right now, but so far the plan has been working for them. They have held Victoria Strickland and Celine Sturkle to very few points so far. And we will see how they rebound after this one.
Both stuck at zeros still, Max.
Yeah, both at 0 points, not able to hit any shots or get to the line.
Unbelievable defensive performance by Kings so far.
Yep, impressive. Santama gives it to Kirsch, who gives it back to Santama. She is bringing it up the court. Almost gets caught in a double team, but unfortunately miscommunication sends the ball out of bounds.
Look, that's tough. I will say that coming out of a timeout, but that's going to happen with these first year. So many on this team, like so many freshmen, especially going up against this experienced MSVU side. Yeah. That's bound to happen. And you just got to shake it off, and good offensive opportunity here.
As the and one there off the Renee Thibault steal, she gives it right to Rita to Carly Best. She's gonna get her chance here. And yeah, kind of like you were saying, Ethan, it's just, you're in your first year. I mean, hey, I know me and you, first year of rugby, we shared our first year together. I have a clip of myself. The ball goes right through my hands, hits me in the face, and bounces towards the other team, and I literally just get dusted in a tackle. So, hey, you make mistakes, and it's the type of thing where you look back on it like, maybe learn something from it, but you can only look and get
totally. But boy, what a way to shake it off is an N1 bucket on the other end.
Yeah, definitely. As Kings gets it inbound here, Carly Best gonna get another and one. She matched 2 straight three-pointers from MSVU with 2 straight and one. She is just driving to the hoop at will, like she is a forward focus right now.
As I was just talking about those young players, as we go on in the season and through the years, they're going to start finding those guys, and it looks like Carly Best is kind of taking the opportunity by the throat right now.
Definitely. She has worked her way up to a reliable role, and like we saw last game, worked her way well into a ball handling role. not always getting the most assists, but definitely being smooth and calm for Kings. MSVU working it, getting it to the baseline, but they can't quite get it to go. Flora Kirsch, defensive presence on the block there, and get the rebound, giving it to Montbarquette. Montbarquette on the right side. She's finding a bit of space, giving it to Raphael on the left side. That shot is just no good. A good look, but unfortunate here, as Strickland almost had the chance from the left, and she's going to give it to Bryce, who tries to take another three. Remember, she hit 2 straight, misses that one, doesn't quite hit the rim, and we see some subs coming on here for Kings. So we see number 15, Madalena Webb, coming back in, and number 21, Jenna Matheson, coming back in for MSVU.
Max, you were talking about Flora Kirsch, the way she is able to just be good at pretty much everything. And it's quite a thing where your wing can just grab the board and just run. That is a really unique thing. And like we saw with Strickland earlier, maybe a little peek into the future for Flora Kirsch.
Definitely. A foul there from MSVU gives Kings, or lets Kings keep the ball, gets them in a bit of worse foul trouble. And
a great job there. She was doubled, Max, and got that ball out right away.
Yep. As Best tries her luck from 3, no good. Off of Kings. Kings did a good job moving there, but like you're saying about Flora Kirsch, she is definitely a all-around type of player. Definitely a good comp, I would say, is Asia Wilson, who by all means is a good, amazing defensive player. I believe she's won a couple now.
She's pretty good,
Won
man.
a few MVPs, so I definitely think she's one of the stalwarts so far in this young Kings team. As you see, the 3 from MSVU, no good. Rebound is gone, and Madison, after the miss from 3, is going to get her chance back in the paint. She gets that to go, 25-20 for MSVU. Kings getting a chance to push the pace here. Seeing to the left for Kirsch. She takes her jumper, no good, but the rebound is again being fought for. And they're going to say it's sticking with Kings. Hands came flying in fast, and MSVU sent it out of bounds. We see 2 subs coming back on, both for MSVU. Number 10, Lily Newberry, number 5, Kazadra Smith, their ball handler, both of them coming back on. King is not able to get a lot out of those set plays, but a foul there will give Kings the chance to go to the line. Madalena Webb is up to shoot.
I love the way that Kings is running to the rim right now. They're putting a lot of pressure on the defense of MSVU, and it's kind of working so far. I've drawn, 3 straight fouls on the last 3 possessions. Like that's impressive stuff, and something you can kind of build an offense around is your ability to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, and you can also build a game plan around it, knowing that the team you're facing is top of the league in personal fouls. So the shot was no good, but MSVU got their hands on it and sent it out of bounds. So Kings get a chance here after the missed free throw.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Kings again in the second quarter. The offense is starting to come a little bit, and like I said, that defense is just a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. Kaylee Whiffen for MSVU has subbed on for the first time this game. We see Montbarquette get her pass intercepted.
There's Eppingham, that defensive specialist again.
Yeah, Eppingham, good job. MSVU trying to get this ball all the way around. Eppingham, who started the action. She got it back down to the post. Shot was no good, but foul there on the shot.
Yeah, and whether it was the reaction from Eppingham or not, that was kind of a hard foul, but no, they just kind of good sportsmanship, just like Eppingham just gave her a high five right after. So
yeah, Montbarquette owned up to her foul and gave the high five. That's one thing you like to see in this league.
Absolutely.
And everything. A lot of these players are very familiar. I mean, we know some players some players here from Kings or Halifax. MSVU is another school in Halifax. We even saw some players last year who are very familiar with lots of players in this league. Yeah, MSVU wins the tough fight, but gets a turnover. Raphael getting her hands on the ball, intercepted.
Great step by Raphael, also pushing the pace after that.
As Smith gets her hands on that ball there as well, but she misses the layup off of the foot of MSVU. Both these teams playing very, very fast. A few fouls every once in a while and a few slip-ups, but again, good pressure as Kings is keeping their 5-point lead. They're keeping the lead within 5. Do you see number 12? That is McKenna McDonald, coming back on for Kings.
if you have a loose handle in this ball game, it is going to get swiped. I mean, look, good job by Smith to get out on the break. She's second in the league in steals per game. I'm sure she would have liked to have the layup back, but I mean, it's still, it was MSVU's ball for a while now, so that was because of Smith's defensive tenacity.
Yep, definitely. As Kings, unfortunately, off the pressure, sends it out of bounds. Both these teams are just masters of defense, ministers of defense, you could say.
Yes.
Forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing a lot of rush plays. We see a lot of balls are going out of bounds. A lot of balls are getting, knocked back and forth as we see a timeout here. Ethan, what's something you can kind of see the coaches saying or telling their athletes after or during this break?
I think we've seen a lot of turnovers over the past few possessions. I think right now that timeout was just to kind of settle them down, get into the huddle, take a breath, reset, get the game plan back in your ear, remember everything. Maybe you might have forgot it or something. And I can expect a little less speed in this next possession here, because right now it is like back and forth. People are running all over the court, but they're kind of forgetting they need to have the ball and stuff, so there's a lot of turnovers. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, both teams going a mile a minute. You eventually are going to run out of gas, so you need to take a few breaks to fuel up, take a few breaks to just refuel, and hopefully instill a bit of calmness, patience, and a bit of lethality in your athletes. Buzzer sounds. Both these teams are about to break their huddle. Kings taking the court.
And that's going to be really important to calm down this King side, who is a bit younger than MSVU, hasn't been in the same situations of the ACAA final and stuff like that. There's not many girls still here from Kings' run. So right now, Chris Holland had to have a really good timeout talk there, because if not, I think MSVU is going to come out firing.
Exactly, as this ball gets its way all the way around to the right corner. On the right shoulder there was Sturkle. She couldn't get the ball, and we saw a little fight down there. One player that I do believe is pretty tough is number 11, Rita McCormick. You may not know this, but she is a dual sport athlete playing both basketball and rugby.
Wow. Basketball players get a bad rap of kind of being a little soft, so if you play rugby, there's one thing you're not.
It's that soft, exactly. She is one of those players where I assume if you foul her, it's really going to be a foul, not a flop.
Yeah, right.
I mean, as Kings misses and Mystics misfire as the ball goes through the hands of a Mystics player out of bounds. Kings getting the chance here. And still MSVU setting up in their defense off of the inbound.
Very quietly, MSVU is up at 4 fouls with 3 minutes left in this quarter. Let's see if that comes into fruition, because Kings is doing a really good job of getting to the free throw line.
Yep, Kings moving the ball in the right corner for Raphael. She's going to step back to the right wing. No good, but no shot there. And a foul there off of trying to get the rebound on Kings. So this is going to go back MSVU's way, as we do see Strickland stepping back in.
I see Ava Widmeyer's now a assistant coach for Kings. She was a pretty good basketball player with Dow. Played about 6 years on that Dow women's side, so shout out to her.
Yeah, impressive. Smith giving it to Sturkle on the left. She's getting it to Strickland in the corner, sending back to Sturkle on the elbow. Just can't quite find her footing from three. I believe that is her 6th or 7th shot without a make. As Best bringing up the court, getting it to Raphael on the right wing. Raphael trying to find a way to get in, giving it to McCormick, analyzing, going to dribble handoff there to McDonald, getting it to the left for Flora Kirsch. Flora Kirsch getting her chance to drive, and she banks that in. Finally getting some scoring going, as there was a bit of a drought there from both teams. Game is 3 points, 3-point game, as Strickland, no good from three, tried to gain back a bit of ground, as there's a tussle there.
It doesn't feel like MSVU's top 2 players have shot a shot in the paint so far. Great job by Kings to make those guys settle.
Yeah, they've been very good at cutting them down, from getting down. And here, so the ball came off of King's hands off the attempted rebound. MSVU going to have the ball. We saw 2 subs coming in, number 9, Renee Thibault, and we saw number 22, Natasha Langell. Newberry bringing it up, giving it to Smith again back at the top, sending it to the left for Sturkle. Again, Strickland finding it on the left side. They've ran that play back and forth a lot, trying to get the drive. No good there, going to kick it out. Ball moving back and forth between almost every player. Hands on it. Hands on it was Kings, but unfortunately it's going to be a foul there. Kings crawling into a bit of foul trouble too. They're at 3 so far for this quarter. And yeah, Mystics doing a very, very good job at just ping-ponging the ball back and forth between certain players. I mean, we see a lot on the left side. It goes between Sturkle and Strickland. As Strickland takes a look from 3, no good. Rebound there from Effingham. Strickland going to send it to the right there for Newberry. Newberry can't get it from 3 either. Kings again fighting for that rebound. Unfortunately, loses the handle. Out of bounds, and MSVU is going to get another possession here. Inbound by Kizadra Smith. Inbound there to Sturkle. She's trying to work the perimeter. Gives it to Strickland. Strickland getting to the right corner. That was no good there by MSVU. Tossel for the rebound. Again, players on the ground. A lot of people seeing a lot of different faces. And unfortunately, Kings can't keep the handle. That's going to go back to MSVU.
MSVU's offense is starting to look a little hot out here, getting the ball moving. That is another way to break up the zone, is to keep the ball moving, never stop for a second, and so far they're kind of doing that.
Yeah, definitely. As this ball, like you said, has been moving. We did see Scott, number 12, Michaela Scott, stepping back in for MSVU. Doubles on Sturkle. Strickland picks up her dribble, going to get it to Scott, has to send a deep 3, and geez, that's one of the ones where that might get the team rolling as she makes that deep 3 on the last few seconds of the shot clock.
That shot was from Dalhousie, Max.
Yeah, exactly. As the ball gets tipped and intercepted there by MSVU, they're pushing the paint, trying to get that to go. As that is going to be seen as 2 points there. Lots of coaches calling for a travel as Sturkle picked up her dribble, but the foul there is going to get called.
A foul was called, but a pretty good job by Kings down there. Almost forced the double dribble like Chris Holland, it appears, was yelling for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it was just a good job standing your ground, getting vertical. Unfortunately, ends up coming away with a foul. And Sturkle makes her first. And here she is to shoot her second. Sturkle gets the second to go. So it's up to a 7-point lead now for MSVU. See 2 players coming back on. We see number 22, Sarah Gucci. Number 23, Kelsey Matheson. And we see also number 4, Zoe Monberquette, subbing in for Kings.
Sturkle knocks those free throws down. She's one of the best at that in the conference.
Yeah, definitely.
The best.
Yeah. Thibault nearly got the ball down low. Unfortunately, as we've said a few too many times, handling error from Kings. They have opportunities, but it's just been unfortunate for this team, as both teams have hit a lot of defensive pressure, and Rita McCormick almost got her hands on that. Fortunately, if it was rugby, you call it a knock-on, maybe a card, but that was a good play there from her, good awareness.
Excellent job of almost intercepting that pass.
Yeah.
MSVU's low-key on a run right now,
yeah.
So here we go.
Yeah, as Smith got her ball tangled up. Kings with a good possession there. Unfortunately, couldn't cap it with points, but that was a pretty good way defensively to end the second half, as MSVU is unfortunately up 31-23, 8-point game, pretty close half. Ethan, what did you see so far?
Like we've been saying, it's a great job defensively by Kings this whole game, and it's turned into offense now in the second quarter. MSVU, though, after that timeout, appears to have something kind of moving with the ball movement, and it worked in the last couple minutes. So I think during this halftime, Chris Holland has to find some way to continue to get pressure on MSVU, throw something different at them that they haven't seen so far in this game that could really screw them up.
Definitely. We'll give you a little break here as both teams are headed to the locker rooms for their timeout. For halftime. We will see you guys back right away. All right, everyone. Welcome back to this ACAA action. We have 6-0 MSVU here at the Kingdom versus 0-6 UKC. Kings are going to get their first win and really bring it to this formidable MSVU side. So far, they have played a lot of pressure, a lot of just, again, that swarming defense, double teams, takeaways, everything. They are currently down 8, but it has been an impressive first half. Ethan, biggest takeaways from you again from that first half?
It's been really back and forth, a very defensive game at that. I would like to see both teams start to hit a few more threes. Neither team is above 15% from that land, so both teams are kind of running the zone, and the only way to get out of that is really to shoot well. So let's see if they can kind of up that a little.
Kirsch takes her shot, no good, but Best on that classic drive and just putting it in high off the glass, she gets it to go. That brings her to 12 points on this game, as she had 10 points and six rebounds going into the half. Here we see MSVU trying to get it to Sturkle down low. Some of her first chances in the paint. Strickland going to take a sidestep 3. That one is good, matching King's offense right away.
And after a scoreless first half, there's Strickland right out the bat with 3.
Yep. Raphael is going to give it to Kirsch. Kirsch trying to split the middle. Gets it on the left there. That is going to be Webb. No good. Kirsch with her 8th rebound, feeding it again to Webb, getting it down low. That's something that is good so far. I mean, it's been 2 possessions, but Kings are getting a down low opportunity, and that's what you like to see, as they are currently out-rebounding, or they were currently out-rebounding MSVU 26-17, as Strickland's going to take her second 3 of this half. No good there.
And that's not by a couple rebounds or anything, Max. That's by 9 rebounds. Yep. So this is the best rebounding team in the conference in MSVU. So great job by Kings.
As Smith got her hand on the ball to get the turnover to MSVU. And yeah, but the points off turnover was no good there. Fast break layup was no good. So Kings get to retain the ball as it was off of MSVU, swiped away there.
And I talked about that zone defense. A great way to avoid that as well is to get up in pace and don't allow that defense to get set, and Kings is doing that so far.
As they're going to call it jump ball situation. A bit too close to call, and last one went to Kings. So this one's sticking with MSVU. But yeah, talking about those turnovers, Kings leads them, at least they in the half. They were leading them 16-12 off turnovers, yet MSVU led 17-9 in points off of turnovers. That's been a key piece here, as for the last few years, Kings has struggled to keep pace and slow down teams in turnovers, or in fast break opportunities, as MSVU got the points there. Carly Best trying to drive, gets fouled, so she ended up losing the ball. That's called on the ground. And yeah, Sturkle maybe starting to get going as she's seeing more and more opportunities in the post. She was taking her shots earlier, did not make a three. She was 0 for 6. But now that she is getting down and low, she's getting a few better opportunities here. I believe she has 4 now for Kings in this quarter.
Definitely something that Coach Forward emphasized during the break.
Raphael tried to take a baseline. She gives it to Best. He gets triple team there. Clean to the right for Flora Kirsch. Flora not quite good there on that one. Rebound by Kazidra Smith. Passing back and forth up to Sturkle. She gets it down low to Eppingham. Just found the perfect window. That's going to be an assist for her as Eppingham got that shot to bounce in. Flora Kirsch giving it there to Santamal. She's getting doubled. Lots of pressure. Gives it to Best. Up top of the three. She's just going to take that shot. Not good. Did not hit the rim. As Strickland just sends it quarterback style down. Eppingham gets the defender to jump. MSVU right now is playing very smooth and definitely feeling themselves as Kings is forced to take a timeout. We are seeing Coach Chris Holland bringing his team in, talk to them a little bit after MSVU is starting to get a bit hot early in this third quarter. It is currently 40-27, a 13-point lead, a lot different than how the first 2 quarters were looking, Ethan.
Yeah, I think we all expected MSVU to come out and give a punch to Kings. As the older squad, that's what you're kind of supposed to do against a younger team like Kings, but hopefully a timeout can get the team to calm down and realize this game isn't over. They're just down 13. If you get a good run in here, you can really come back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's only the third quarter.
Yeah.
13 points. 13 points is always beatable when you have this much time. And so, yeah, we're going to see the Kings team come out, see what they can do against this MSVU team, see how they can slow them down again after an impressive, again, defensively, just very impressive first half.
Yeah, Max, and MSVU is a good team. They won the league last year. They're first in the league for a reason, 6-0. Hopefully Kings is able to kind of swing things their way.
Absolutely. We see recently subbed in number 4, Zoe Momberquette on the inbound. And again, still, MSVU doing the full court press. They're sagging off a little, not quite sending all blitzers, but we see Momberquette here, getting it to Flora Kirsch.
Almost a trap at half court, Max.
You see Momberquette trying to take a shot, not quite good. Here's MSVU bringing it up. Newberry on the right corner. She is getting it out there to Strickland, up to Smith. On the right for Sturkle, and she gets her first 3 of the game. She is feeling herself now, as maybe MSVU has started to find their offensive rhythm. MSVU is just working very fast, very present, as we saw number 10, Lily Newberry, get her hands on the ball. Didn't result in points for MSVU. Long 2 there from Thibault. And there we see Webb just getting wrapped up there, fouled on her shot attempt.
Here's another chance for Kings to be able to slow it down. Maybe get a couple substitutes in there, and just get some new blood and start to push the pace a little bit and get ahead of that MSVU defense and ahead of that trap that they're starting to put there.
Absolutely. We did see number 21, Jenna Matheson sub in for MSVU. She's been a pretty important player. She's leading them with 10 points coming off of the bench, don't forget, which gives the MSVU a 21-5 bench points advantage. Second free throw was missed, but it was gathered by Kings. Long 3 attempts, no good. So again, Kazadra Smith full out of speed, giving it there to Newberry. Couldn't get it to go, so she gave it to Matheson, to Smith, and Smith drains the 3. Kingdom is getting loud for MSVU. But we'll wait to hear how Kings can readjust to that. Flora Kirsch getting a drive with the left hand. Couldn't quite get it to go, but Thibault, she gets the rebound. Getting it to Raphael. Deep three, not quite good there. But again, long rebound here from Kings as they've done a good job to out-rebound MSVU here. Raphael going to try and get up her shot, but no good. A bit of contact was not called by the ref there. But sometimes they say ball don't lie as Kings gets the possession right back off of MSVU turnover. And number 11, Rita McCormick subbing in here. Lombard rebounding it to McCormick. McCormick trying to take a baseline. She gets it across the baseline to Webb there. Couldn't get her shot to go. Raphael gonna have to take a steps in. They're gonna call it a travel though. Was set in the corner, couldn't make up her mind. So unfortunately, turnover here off of the shot clock violation. MSVU is gonna take a timeout here. We'll be back with you shortly. MSVU's broken huddle. Kings about to follow in suit. MSVU is definitely bumping up their numbers right now. They were at 29% from the field to start this quarter. They are now at 37%, shooting 17 of 46. Got their three-point percentage up to 25, while Kings is only at 9% from three. Unfortunate sight here. As MSVU pushes it, they are getting it down, fighting it in perfect windows, but Kings, good defense there, forced that block. But MSVU answers back with some good defense, and a three was no good for MSVU. This ball has just been, I don't know if it stayed in the single player's hands for more than 5 seconds. It has been back and forth, lots of different possessions.
It's really awesome to see, man.
As Kai Raphael gets the first points of the game, that's a long two there.
They needed that. They absolutely did. MSVU is on a big run right now. You gotta put some effort into the defensive end, get a stop just like they did, and it ends up in 2 points.
As MSVU can't keep their hands on the ball is often slipping on fingertips here, causes a double dribble. Again, Kings, I believe, just a bit of that defensive pressure, and MSVU overcompensated for some of those passing lanes by putting a lot of zip on the ball.
And look at this, Max. 4 people right by that mid-court line before the ball is even out of the hands of the Kings player.
Good dish from Marquette. Points were no good, but Thibault, she got her own rebound. Second chance points there. I think Kings is also leading in that. One of the categories that Kings has taken advantage of so far. As this ball is working its way all the way around. Left corner, no good there. MSVU, ball will stick with them. I think that hit the hands of Michaela Scott, Alyssa Bryce, a few different players on MSVU, as we do see number 24, Celine Sturkle, coming back in.
It's starting to get to the time of the game where MSVU has been launching threes. They've been starting to hit a few more than they were before. You might have to soon come out of that zone if you're UKC, because they're also finding those really tight windows inside, and they're making some really accurate passes right now. I think man-to-man might be the best way.
Yeah, definitely. As MSVU got the ball back off miscommunication on the rebound. Three-pointer was no good, but the Mystics working it around, trying to find possession here, getting it to circle down low in the post, and she gets to just do her bidding. That is 2 easy points for her. I believe she's finally racking up her point total. Marquette bringing it up. Nearly got trapped there. She forces a turnover. And just MSVU working perfectly in transition. A finish off there from Sarah Grutchy. I believe it hit the hands of Michaela Scott first and was the tip from number 21, Jenna Matheson. I believe that was number 23, Kelsey Matheson. As Kings, Rita McCormick gets her shot there. Yeah, back and forth, both these teams. I mean, Kings getting a lot of opportunities in the paint. Mystics moving the ball around, causing a few different lapses, a few different opportunities. Both these teams are trying to take what they can as this ball works its way down to Kelsey Matheson. On the right there is Michaela Scott from 3, no good. Fight for the rebound was not won by Kings, but a foul. Just holding the arm there.
Max,
circle up the line.
The Golden State Warriors during their dynasty, they had this thing where, teams could hang with them for a couple quarters, but then it got to that third quarter and they just put foot to the pedal. That's what MSVU is doing right now. They're having a championship type quarter right now. Kings hasn't scored many points in this. They've put a lot of effort into the defensive side of the ball, and that has led to some fast breaks where shooters are open. The zone isn't set quite yet, and they find an open shooter in the corner, on the side of the arc, right? So you need to. I don't know what you have to do if you're Kings right now. You have to just kind of inspire your girls to not give up, ignore the scoreboard at this point, just really put effort into every single thing you're doing.
Yeah, definitely a lengthy analysis, Ethan. Talking positively about Kings, they're doing a good job at trying to move the ball around, and again, that defensive pressure. I think one thing that comes with it is we've seen MSVU a few times as they're trying to move the ball. It'll go out of bounds or get mishandled, stuff like that. And I think Kings is good at it, forcing that. Unfortunately, they've not been able to always capitalize, but they're working the ball around. They're definitely seeing lots of unique angles.
Yeah, the thing is, there's always a hand or something in the lane for MSVU, so it's very hard to move the ball when you're being doubled or something like that. It seems to always hit off of some body part when Kings is moving the ball.
Yeah. It's definitely tough. As MSVU fouled here. So here we have number 12, McKenna McDonald, to inbound the ball. She finds Rita McCormick up at the top, who gets down the floor at Hirsch. Shot clock violation, couldn't get a shot up in time. Unfortunate, as I believe that's the second one for Kings this game. I think we've seen 2 or 3 so far total. And here we see number 6. That is going to be Kaylee Whiffen, subbing in for MSV for the second time here. Kelsey Matheson, Sarah Grucci bring up the court. She's trying to find open opportunity. Gets her hands on us. Carly Best, who's fighting for that ball. MSVU recollects it. Sturkle going to take her luck from 3, no good, as there is an MSVU player down. They're going to take time there.
Hope she's okay.
Yeah, as we're going to just get the camera off her, give her a break, give her a little bit of time there. Yeah, not what we like to see. Unfortunately here, I think up in the booth we're going to just take a little break here. All right, both teams are taking back on the court. Saw a big round of applause for number 23, Kelsey Matheson there, as she got up, was holding her leg, but showing a lot of strength. And that's something, again, we like to see in this league. We see a lot of players play with strength, a lot of players play with fire. And you can even see some players, like number 10, Carly Best, has her hand wrapped up. But here's Sydney Fuller-Kirsch getting to the left there from the corner, 2 Best from the corner, and just bounces out. Fight for the rebound, but MSVU swiped it out of bounds. Sticking here with Kings. They are gonna get another crack at this possession here. Down 19. Let's see what they can cook up. As 5-second count was unfortunately called there. was it was close to being a heads-up play from Kenna McDonald there. You saw her try and get it off of her defender's shins. That's one of the first things you get taught in about middle school basketball, and it's always great to see it. Unfortunately, it was a little too late as Strickland is open from three, no good. But Whiffen with the rebound. It's going to be up near the top. Sturkle, jeez, she was quadruple teamed there. Ball was knocked away, wasn't good, but Whiffen taking her left from three. Shot no good. Shot clock violation though. Ball did not hit the rim. As again, both these teams, good defensive pressure, some very, very good one-on-one coverage, and that causes moments like that, 24-second violations. As Kings defensively are still hanging very well in this game. Ball's going to be inbounded to Flora Kirsch. She's bringing up the court. Gets it to Santamon. Santamon driving, trying to get the shot up, and draws fouls. This is going to be her chance to go to the line here.
This was something that Kings had an identity of, and early in this game, I'd like to see them get back to the line.
First shot is good there. Second shot here is good as well. Those are the easy points, again, I'll always say on every broadcast, easy points that don't exist in time, so those are always the ones you want to have, the chances you want. It can calm down your team, get a little bit of a break. And you see MSVU bringing up again, getting up to number 22, Sarah Gucci there. She is on the right, giving it to Whiffen on the right, who tries to work baseline, giving it to Jenna Matheson, loses the ball, recovered there by McCormick. Best bringing it up the court. She finds Flora Kirsch on the right. Flora Kirsch trying to drive in. MSVU got their hands on the ball, so she had to recollect it. Santamon trying to find space. Finds it for Raphael on the three-point line. Her three-pointer is no good. Just can't quite find it these last few games. She has struggled, unfortunately, from the shooter.
Seems like there's a lid on that basketball right now.
It definitely has. Whiffen breaks that lid right open for MSVU. That is a corner three off of the dish from Kizadra Smith from the free throw line. We're seeing Kings trying their best. Just a transition bucket here for Kizadra Smith is no good. She couldn't get it to go, but dang, Whiffen is fighting for these balls. She got that, and it gets to Jenna Matheson, who finds its way down to Kizadra Smith after the missed shot. She's going to go to the line. And yeah, this is an MSVU team where I think part of the first half we saw them struggle a lot to get rebounds. I mean, we saw that the difference of rebounds was by nine boards, right? And that's something that is very, very hard to win with, and very, very hard to put up a lot of points with, is when you get out-rebounded, especially by so much. Unfortunately now, I think we're starting to see them start to get a few more rebounds, get a few more opportunities. And Kizadra Smith misses her first, but she has been very, very good at collecting and kind of delivering consistently for this MSVU team. She has a few rebounds, a few, key ball handling situations and everything that she knocks down her second shot.
Yeah, Max, she's the definition of a pest on the defensive end.
Absolutely. Best bringing it up. She really gets met. She gets Santamon on the right. Kyra fell deep corner, but she sets Santamon to Momboquette on the left side of the three-point line. She gets her shot to go. It's a little shot put floater there. And Kings didn't allow the MSVU Mystics to get a shot off. Kings forced the clock to ring.
A little momentum happening right now for Kings, huh?
Yeah, definitely. No, absolutely. They're only down, I believe, about 19 now. So they are still keeping a bit of stride and everything. Bit of a tougher hill to climb now that it's 19, but again, hey, 10 minutes of basketball, you can easily score 19, 20 points, right? So we'll see how this Kings team rebounds. We'll see how they get off effectively and efficiently in this last quarter. But for right now, we'll just give you guys a little break while the teams are beating up in huddle. Both teams breaking the huddle for this fourth quarter here in Halifax. I believe it was a bit of a snowy night. I think it's calmed down a little bit. Snowy morning too, though. It's been very up and down today. And we see number 7, Alyssa Bryce, inbounding it to Whiffen. Kaylee Whiffen giving it back to Bryce on the right corner there. Bryce trying to go around the corner, gets it to Eppingham. Eppingham getting it to the left there for Bryce again. That shot was no good, but again, Whiffen, with her opportunity, is just grabbing rebounds like nothing else. And Smith's trying to muscle out the defender. Couldn't get her shot to go. Gets her own offensive rebound. She's in the right for Jenna. The right corner for Jenna Matheson. Long rebound from Kings there, collected by Webb.
Zadra Smith down low, 5'3", getting some boards down there. Wasn't able to put a bucket up, but good effort.
Yeah, you saw her trying to get the bump off, a little spin and everything. It looked good, and we saw Marquette move with a lot of pace. Fortunately, ball went out of bounds. It's going to be brought up here by Whiffen. Over on the left corner to Bryce. Up at the top here, getting it to the right again. MSVU just moving this ball all around for Whiffen from the 3. Tries to get the bank in, but no good. Flora Kirsch loses her handle, but recollects the ball. Trailed by a few MSVU players. Getting out to Marquette on the 3-point line. She tries her luck and is good. Rattles in there, making up for her earlier mistake. This is a 16-point game here. 56-40. MSVU getting it to the left. Smith all the way to the corner for Bryce. Bryce couldn't get it to go. Long rebound. Lots of space in front of her is Santama, who gets the ball stripped. Coach calling for a foul, but this is going to stay with Kings as MSVU was the last to touch it. Yeah, she had a lot of green space in front of her. MSVU caught up, but Kings are still going to get their chance here.
There's Smith again defensively. Didn't give up on the play. Saw that Santamal was running to the basket, and you could tell she felt those fast feet moving behind her.
Yeah, absolutely. As Smith is going to take her luck from 3. Ooh, shot rolls out. Eppingham was diving for that ball, but it is Marquette who got it to best on the breakaway, on the fast break. Ball out of bounds from MSVU. MSVU being able to knock these balls away. Fortunately, they can't capitalize off that. And these balls have been staying with the UKC. You see it get in down there, low to Webb. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get the and one, but she's going to have 2 free points here, as Kings are doing a lot of things right to try and claw away at that lead, dig in, and just essentially take the bull by the horns.
If you erase that third quarter from this game, it's a really great performance by Kings. Just it wasn't in the numbers there for the third, and good job by them to be resilient and not give up on this game. Say we still have a chance. There's still a fourth quarter, and really good effort right now by the Kings women.
Yeah, absolutely, as Webb made her second free throw. 15-point game here. Eppingham on the right side, feeding across court there to Whiffen. Whiffen trying to drive, but Kings got their hands on it. And again, like you said, a pest there. Zadra Smith gets her hands on it. Ooh, I thought it was a jump ball situation. That just ended up being a foul, actually. But it's sometimes that's exactly the thing you need. I mean, of course, you don't want to get fouls, you don't get in the bonus, but seeing just the effort and seeing how many balls she's got her hands on, it's not the worst call, especially if you're a coach. You can't be too mad at it. As Webb picks up her dribble, they're going to have to get it quickly. Marquette gets it to Santama, who drives and just rolls off the rim, but she gets hit on that. She's going to get her 2 points. And I think this is one of the things, like I said earlier, where, and like you mentioned with MSVU being one of the highest fouling teams in the league, you just try and get those easy buckets, try and draw the contact, draw these teams. Because also, I mean, hey, I'm assuming these are Halifax refs. I'm pretty sure, they might be familiar with MSVU's game. So one thing you can get them to do is definitely blow that whistle if you get the defense right. As Santama made her first free throw, second was no good. Eppingham giving it to the left for Jenna Matheson. Working on the 3-point line. She got it to Newberry. Ooh, and geez, Matheson, that might be, if that bucket converted, that would have been a nice assist.
Absolutely.
She hits the angle behind her back for Jenna Matheson. Kings fouled, so Jenna Matheson didn't get the point, but she will get her chance at the line. We see number 25, Victoria Strickland, subbing back in for this MSVU team.
I will say, like, an N1 is hype, but in reality, that's only 3 points compared to 2, right? So if you knock down these free throws, it would have been great. I mean, N1's great. It gets the bench screaming. Everyone's hype after it, but there's nothing wrong with 2 free throws.
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it's like the difference between like a, again, like you just tip the ball versus you like actually intercept the ball, right? There's a lot of you did a good play, but unfortunately you could look at yourself and did a better play, but you can't harp on yourself too much for that, because MSU got the stop on Kings. Strickland gonna drive, did not see a lot of contact, and just gets a straight bank off the glass on her layup. Flora Kirsch bringing this ball up for Kings.
Only 5 points on the night for Victoria Strickland. I will say this is quite the team performance by MSVU.
Yep,
they just
definitely
have a bunch of girls on that roster who like to play basketball and can play it well.
Yeah, as still the pressure there. Sydney Flora Kirsch not giving up on this game as Marquette just gets her hands on the ball, straight intercepted. She's going to drive it herself and bank. She gets it to go. Kings is definitely still fighting back. I mean, this game, 16 points difference, but Kings, no matter what, they are fighting it like it is 1-1 right now. Jenna Matheson getting to the right for Strickland. Strickland going to take a look from 3 off the front of the rim. Webb getting it there to Marquette. Ball did get intercepted. Recovered there by Eppingham, who got it to her teammate. Now she got it back, sends it all the way to the right. That was for Scott. And now Newberry is going to take a bit of time, slow this down. She's going to drive, trying to get the shot up. And she draws contact. 2 shots for her. She is going to get to go to the line, as both these teams, I think, just it's kind of part of the consequences we've seen from the full court presses, from all the defensive pressure and all the swarming, is that teams get a little more tired. And one of the things that people say, oh, well, it's harder to start. I think one thing is that it's harder to stop. You don't always stop as fast as you can. You can't always cut on a dime. So that's one thing you see a lot. You see those people that try and drive and just end up, in the bit of the landing space, in a bit of contact. So both these teams have been giving up fouls here late in this game, as we did see Newberry miss her first. Second is good. Kings lead. The lead in this game back down to 17. Kings haven't been able to recover so far. Getting it to Webb. Webb picks up her dribble. Unfortunately, a double dribble. Again, still, that defensive pressure here from MSVU
Absolutely.
has, in all honesty, been lethal. They have been very, very good at forcing Kings to turn the ball over themselves. Newberry and dribbling and trying to find an option.
Max, there's just a bunch of players on MSVU. It seems like any player that comes on the court is putting intensity onto the defensive end, even their star players in Strickland and Sturkle.
Yeah, absolutely. As we saw Scott, unfortunately, tipped there by MSVU. Thought it was going to be over and back. No good. Thibault nearly has her ball knocked away. McCormick, pump fake, got the defender to the bite, tried to get the shot up, hand on the ball for MSVU, but they also fouled on the way up. But yeah, we did see good play there from number 12, Michaela Scott on MSVU. Drove in from the three-point line, got a floater to go, as we do see number 4, Victoria Mumford, subbing in here. I believe this is going to be her first shift with the MSVU Mystics.
Max, the difference in this game was the start of the third quarter, where MSVU was able to start to make a few more threes, and that just genuinely opened everything up for them to be able to run a little bit. When you have people making threes and having to have defense there, that is a big thing, because they're no longer in the paint and guarding those easy twos. You have to trust the three.
Yep, definitely. It was a crack that broke the levee here, the scoring levee for this team. MSVU gets the rebound, the offensive rebound. Hard dribble there for Emma Eppingham. She gets the points off the second chance points. Raphael near the top of the three. She's going to get to the right for Thibault. Thibault going to take her shot. No good. A little too high and far off the glass. Still, again, that defensive pressure. This team is not giving up. And again, this is something I bring up every single time. We see it with the women's volleyball team. We see it with the women's basketball team, and a lot of the different team fall sports as well. Is that this team does not give up. They fight, they scrap, they claw, they bite, they punch, and they just forced a 7-second violation there. A turnover, giving the ball back to them, and no shot for MSVU there. It is two best near the top of the three-point line. Right corner for Raphael. Sorry, right elbow for Raphael. She is trying to find some space, trying to find someone to get it to. It's the left elbow for Momborquette, whose shot bounces no good.
Hold an ISO for Raphael there. I think Kings has to live with a lot less ISO and just move the basketball and find who your players are before you get in isolation for somebody.
Exactly. As the closeout was good, Newberg did not get her shot off. And feeding it on the fast break to best was Sydney Flora-Kirsch. Foul on the shot was best, so she's gonna get her chance to go to the free throw line. And a few subs coming in. Still, coaches rotating, making sure these players stay fresh and fit before the end of the fall semester.
Yes, Max. It's the last one before Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah, we got a long little break. We got a very long break. Our next game not coming until January 24th, over a month away. Best second free throw was good. 19-point game. Kings still fighting. Anything can happen in 4 minutes, to be fair. Ooh, and knocked away there. Just in the passing lanes was Flora-Kirsch. She couldn't keep the ball in bounds.
I love her game, Max. Like, she is such an intense player and gives whatever she possibly has in the tank. And it leads to a MSVU timeout, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. MSVU taking that timeout. And yeah, something that we saw a lot from Sydney Flora-Kirsch last year was just a lot of work. She put in a lot of work, a lot of effort. And she was someone who started, I believe she started off the bench. She was a first year trying to find a bit of footing on this team and worked her way up. She ended up being a starter. One of their more impressive players as well as their lone all-star from last year, Areka Keg, is off to, I believe, which school was it? Was it?
I don't know.
It's the Ravens. The men's basketball team was really good for
Carleton.
Carleton, yes. She went off to Carleton, and we're seeing Sydney Flora-Kirsch step up in that absence. Definitely one of the leaders on this team, and I think another leader you got to point out is Renee Thibault. I mean, listen, I spend a lot of time here in the Kings gym. I see her a lot getting up shots. I see her in the weight room. I see her in the cardio room. One of those players, like one of those homegrown talents from Kings that didn't get too much burn last year, but this year is definitely improving her effort. Definitely one of the 6 players of the year so far in this conference. So it's really great to see products like that, the people that were here last year, continuing the culture and continuing to bring up this Kings team as they bring on new players, new pieces, and especially younger pieces that they can hopefully grow into and regain that championship form that we saw just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, exactly, Max. I mean, that's exactly what Chris Holland wants, is just your players to seize the opportunity that they see in front of them, and it seems like Thibault is doing that right now.
Absolutely. Ball is, again, making its way around, mishandled by MSVU. This is going to be Raphael on the elbow. She works at the corner, trying to find some space, trying to find someone to dish it to. She can't find anything except there near the free throw was best, and the jumper is good. Just hits the back of the rim, goes straight down, net barely moved. She's been someone that's been really impressive for Kings so far. This game, last game, she's been doing a really good job as MSVU works this ball down. Mumford trying to drive. That's going to be a foul on the ground there.
Yeah, Max, I really like Best game as well. She's wearing the number 10 and has the sleeves. Someone I'm kind of reminded of is Lindsay Black, who wore the same jersey with those long sleeves. So she's clearly a shooter, has been able to get down into the paint so far. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Best.
Yeah, as MSVU tried their best with the three-point shot, no good. They find it in the left corner here for Scott. She is going to work it to the top of the three-point line for Sarah Grutchy. And Sturkle just gets blocked. Jeez, that was a mean one. You heard that here in the booth from number 4, Zoe Mombarquette. She's been someone, I mean, if we're talking about players from the past, we saw over the weekend, Kings faced Holland, we saw an ex-Kings player, Riley McDonald, who wore number 4. I do believe that number 4, Zoe Momborquette, is really living up to a lot of that role. Lots of energetic ball handling, lots of energetic everything. She has hands on the ball. As we see Kai Raphael knock down her first 3, she's been looking for that shot all game and finally finds it. She got a little hyped. And this is a Kings team that in these final 3 minutes are playing electrically. They are moving the ball and having a good time here as Sturkle gets some more points in the paint, finding the open space. Momborquette bringing it up with pace, nearly gets stuffed. Kings fighting for that ball still, and the jump ball opportunity is good. It's gonna stick with Kings, so it's sticking their way. So you do see 2 players subbing on for MSVU here. We see number 6 Kaylee Whiffen and number 21 Jenna Matheson, both subbing back in.
Yeah, Max, and Kings was back to their full court pressing ways on that last possession as well. I don't understand why they went away from that. It seemed to really work in the first 2 quarters, and it just puts pressure and makes the offense go quicker than they actually have to.
Yeah, as Flora Kirsch fighting for the ball, almost got her own rebound, but 14 steps out of bounds. But this is, we see still, head coach Chris Holland working with a lot. Like, he wants pressure. He wants them to fight.
It's great stuff, man. Really good stuff. Really great defense.
Yeah, definitely nearly a 7-second violation. They try to get a cross court, gets knocked away by Kings. So this is gonna stick with the MSVU. Scott to inbound, but just good job, good awareness, especially from Madalena Webb to have that to get her hands on that ball, knock it away, and not give MSVU the chance. You see number 22 Sarah Grucci getting it to the right there. That is no good on a 3-point shot, but Jenna Matheson gets down to get the point, to get the rebound. Foul as the ball went out of bounds. Jenna Matheson, important player here for MSVU as well. She is now their second leading scorer. Celine Sturkle got back up. She is at 13 now. But Jenna Matheson came off the bench as a flamethrower. She had 12 points. She has 4 rebounds now. She went 4 for 8 from the field and gave a really important jolt of energy to that bench that unfortunately Kings couldn't match. Right corner 3 is good. Just high arc straight to the net is Michaela Scott. As the game clock, just a little error there. They're just going to reset it real quick. Yeah, it was 1:51. It was a few seconds early. Momborquette giving it to Kirsch. Back to Momborquette, bringing it up the court, giving it back to Kirsch. And Kirsch giving it back to Momborquette. Finally, the best at the top of the 3-point line. She's going to drive, try her best, and one. And I think, again, hey, no matter what, if it's a blowout, 4 against you, if it's a close game, a close loss, overtime game, you can always pull something out of the game. And I think one thing we've seen so far over the span of what has it been, 4 days, is Carly Best. She has been lighting it up. She's been an impressive player and may just prove to be the most efficient and leading scorer here so far for this Kings team. And this view bringing it up. Mishandled the ball. Again, on her knees is Momborquette. She was fighting for that ball. Raphael in the left corner. Getting it to Momborquette on the left elbow. Down to Webb. Jump ball is going to be good, so this is going MSVU's way. And just a very, again, high, I'd say a high level, very back and forth game by both these teams. Unfortunately, Kings kind of gave MSVU that 15 to 20 point cushion, and they've been working with it. But since then, they've been staying pace as they forced another turnover collected there by Raphael. Gets it just enough to Kirsch. Hands on it was Jenna Matheson. And so that went out of bounds. This is sticking here with Kings.
And you talked about Jenna Matheson's, I think it was, that's the right Matheson, right, Max?
Yeah.
Who was leading the game in scoring?
Yeah, Jenna Matheson.
She was the only constant for the MSVU offense in that first half, and is really the reason that MSVU had any points on the board, because they weren't getting it from their top 2 players, and it had to come from a different source, and Matheson has stepped up to that task, and that's what you need from a championship team, is somebody off the bench who can fill up the stat sheet.
Definitely. Every team needs a good sixth player. We've seen a few different I mean, I think one of the best ones was Kelsey Plum. She's been an impressive player in the WNBA coming off the bench. I think this season with the LA Sparks, last few seasons with the Las Vegas Aces, where she won a few championships. And yeah, you just always need you need a few different important players for a championship to come off your bench. As you saw the points there, I believe that was number 6, Kaylee Whiffen. And tipped the ball again. Just almost every single pass here has been tipped and towed there by MSVU. Marquette trying to drive, she gets fouled, so she will get 2 chances at the line. Marquette's second leading scorer in this game with 7 points. She has 3 assists, 5 rebounds. She's 3 for 9 from the field. Can you guess who the number 1 scorer is for this Kings team?
It's got to be Best.
And how much do you think she has?
She's probably up to 15 now.
17.
17.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, a little up there. As we saw, Marquette hit her first free throw. Second is good. 17-point game in the last 40 seconds. MSVU hoping to just bring it up peacefully, but no, Kings is not letting them rest. No rest for the Wicked. As again, Kings is fighting. You see these players just digging around the ball. The shot was no good. Marquette trying to fight for the rebound. Tipped it out of bounds. But yeah, that ball, again, I think one thing we've seen MSVU be really good at is almost every single possession, get it to 4 out of 5 or even sometimes 5 players' hands. As that ball works its way around, sometimes gets to the low post, sometimes gets out to the perimeter. As we saw Whiffen, a strong effort there in the low post for the second straight possession. Couldn't convert. This is sticking with Kings for the final 18 seconds. And seeing how this team plays, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and find a good shot, a good look, and get something off here in the last 18 seconds.
I think take your time a little bit here if you're Kings.
Yeah, as Santama brought it up, ball was tipped. 9 seconds. Yeah, take it to 9 seconds, get up one last good look, and see how it is. Getting its way to Santama again. She gets it down the lane for Webb. Webb gets the shot to bank in. Just perfect physics there.
Great dish by Santama.
Yeah, as MSVU dribbles out that ball. Final score, 72 for MSVU, 57 for Kings. I mean, I do believe that was 3 very, very impressive quarters that we saw. Unfortunately, the third quarter, Kings not able to keep up offensively. But I think, it again, just that defensive pressure, the turnovers, the everything, the team collective, and again, just that effort was beautiful from Kings. Something to really look forward to as they head into the break. 0-7, unfortunately. MSVU heading to the break 7-0. I believe they're ranked nationally and everything. So we'll see how they perform in the second half of the season. See what goes on when they meet some tough competition like the St. Thomas Tommies, I believe they're second, who are the next opponents for Kings here January 24th. Ethan, last statements from before the end of the game?
You said it, Max. I think there's some stuff to take from this game if you're Kings and head into the winter semester. Great defensive effort. It just fell apart a little bit in the third quarter, but if you take away that one quarter away from this game, it's what, a 2-point game? Like, yeah. It was some really good effort by Kings, and they really didn't give up after the third quarter. They could have just put in the whole bench, right? They didn't. They kept their best players out, and no pun intended, Best, who had a great performance and is somebody we have to keep an eye out for the next semester as Kings tries to find their players who are going to be around here for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, while Best led the rest with her scoring, she will dig deep, try and find that treasure chest, and get something going here with this Kings team in the second semester. We will see you all for the men's game in about 30-ish minutes, I believe. And for the women's game, we'll see you January 24th, all right? Have a good one, everyone.